Lab TV, where we are continuing our series looking at the different armies that can be used within Strength and Honour. Today we're heading to North Africa and looking at the forces of Numidia. Mark, tell us all about Juba and his gang.
Okay, welcome along to our next video of Strength and Honour. In this episode we're going to be looking at a small starter course which would be an excellent point to begin your army building with, because we're looking today at a Numidian army. This is a Numidian army which is based around the scenario inside the book for Baghdad's River. Baghdad's River was a battle fought during the Roman civil wars in 49 BC between the forces of Pompey and the forces of Caesar. In this case here, the Numidian king Juba had supported the Pompeian side, and here we can see the vanguard of his army advancing towards the Romans. What have we got inside it then? Well, our core of our army is made up of 2 units of spear-armed infantry. These troops here have got shields and spears. They fight in a reasonably open order formation, and they're okay troops, but they're not going to be battle winners. They will, however, help to bring out the line and make it look a little bit longer, and also just give a bit of strength to the army, a bit of backbone to it somewhere. Probably the most effective part of the Numidian army, and the part they're most famous for, is their light cavalry. The Numidians get a choice of 2 different types of light cavalry that they could use. In this case here, these are the better quality Numidian cavalry, and they've got a special characteristic that allows them to manoeuvre much more effectively and fight therefore much more effectively than their lighter cavalry alternatives. The lighter cavalry alternatives just represent cavalrymen who are maybe less well trained, less experienced, and maybe have been brought along to make up the numbers out of local herdsmen and tribesmen mounted on their small horses with javelins. But these ones here are the better quality, and we've got 2 units of those, so we're representing there about 5,000 or 6,000 cavalry possibly. On top of that, they've also got their elite arm, and the elite arm is made up of their Spanish and Gallic cavalry. This would be the bodyguard unit, probably from the king himself. That represents again about 2,000 or 3,000 heavily armed cavalry, probably with helmets and chainmail shirts, shields, spears and swords. And they're going to be pretty effective shot cavalry, but they're not going to be as mobile as the lighter skirmishing cavalry on the flanks there. On top of that, the Numidians have also got numerous Numidian skirmishers as well. These are guys armed with spears, javelins and slings. They can intermingle and support both the lines of the infantry, but also crucially they can also support the cavalry units as well, and that makes them pretty flexible. These soldiers would have intermingled in with the horses and ridden on the backs of the horses as accompanying infantrymen before dismounting into combat, or they would have just grabbed hold of the tails of the horses and sort of used them as a pull-along mechanism to help them get into combat quicker. They're a real strength of the Numidian force, and it gives their cavalry a really nasty punch. So the Numidian force here is a pretty small one. It's very brittle, it's got a low army break point because there's not many troops inside it, and their discipline scores aren't very high. But unlike other forces, they can have lots and lots of pushback results, and they don't pick up setback cards because a lot of them are skirmishing troops. So that gives them quite a distinctive advantage. So let's see how they get on in our refight of Baghdad's River when you get hold of the rules and play Strength and Honour.